everybody. This is Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. And this is episode number 116. And this is the last episode for the year.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. That's not right. It's the last episode for the month. Because next week is Thanksgiving. So, but episode number 116. This is Alyssa Cantu. I'm only going to have one guest on the podcast today, but it's a little bit of a unique guest because she's not necessarily a full-fledged real estate agent, even though she is licensed. But we'll get into that in a minute. You know how I always have to start the podcast by saying that if you are a real estate agent or a vendor that operates in the Fort Bend County area and you want to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com, and we'll get you on the schedule. And I always have to thank at the beginning and the end of the podcast basically everybody that makes this podcast possible for me, which is Jennifer Smitis, the area vice president, Mike Snyder, sales manager, Caitlin Cornick, Devaney Devon, Van Wynn, Gracie Lagos, and Melissa Caruso, all five of my escrow officers, as well as the assistants and funders that work for both of our offices. So if it wasn't for you guys, I couldn't do the podcast, so thank you very much. So let's get started with episode 116. Like I mentioned a minute ago, this is Alyssa Cantu.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself, and then we'll get into what she does and why she's here. So take it away.
My name's Alyssa Cantu. I am 28 years old. I'm
considerably younger than I am.
I am a licensed transaction coordinator.
You're actually 4 years younger than my daughter. Man, I'm old.
That's a compliment.
I'm really old.
I think you were quite young.
Yeah,
I don't know your age, but you look amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. If I told you my age, you probably would change your mind there.
No.
But, okay, go ahead.
I have been licensed since 2020.
5 years.
5 years. Yeah. That's hard to believe. And I recently moved to the Houston area, April of 2024.
From where?
Rockport, Texas.
Okay. Where's Rockport, Texas? Is that up? No, that's down south.
Down south. We're in the Coastal Bend area. A lot of people are familiar with like Port Aransas or Corpus Christi.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of like a small little subset of that.
Okay.
Probably 45 minutes from Corpus.
Okay.
But yeah, so I love it. It's a beach town. I mean, it was hard to leave, but
was your house on the beach or was it inland?
So we're a little bit inland, but I was like 2 blocks from the beach. I mean,
really?
Yeah, I could wake up and walk to the beach every morning.
Oh my gosh.
It was great.
Do you still have the house?
Oh yeah, all my family lives there. My siblings are there. They're in high school. Shout out Pirates.
Nice.
And
so when can we ask him to go take a vacation so we can go down there and party?
Come on, I'm probably going tomorrow. I was there last weekend. We fished, we hunted. I'm
How long of a drive is it from here?
2 hours flat. Well, at least from my house. From Sugar Land, it's probably 2.5.
Where do you live?
Rosenberg.
Okay.
Yeah, but
if I was in Pearland, I'd just take 35 all the way down?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
We have friends who actually have a house in Rockport that live in Pearland, so they go quite often. Like I said, I'm into the outdoors. I love to fish. I love to hunt, hiking, traveling. I mean, you name
Outdoors.
it. Outdoors. I need my feet in the grass.
So why did you move from Rockport to Houston?
So my boyfriend and I were actually building a home, and we've been together now 6 years. It was getting pretty serious, and so we started building a home in Rosenberg, and I was like, okay, I guess I got to make the move.
Mm-hmm. Why didn't you build the house in Rockport?
His job is a little more here. His job is a bit more stable, I guess you could say, and there was no time to go to Rockport.
Right. Okay.
If you're in Rockport, you're either a real estate agent or you're a fishing guide. Beyond that, it's just like small town jobs. Yeah, HEB. My mom works for the library, the county library.
Mm-hmm.
So
what does your dad do?
He does routes, like paper routes for office.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, whatever pays the bills.
Small town jobs.
So you moved to Houston, and were you a real estate agent before you came to Houston?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I started my real estate career in Rockport.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you're in Houston. You're still a licensed real estate agent, but the real reason why you're on the podcast and the real reason what you want to tell everybody is
I'm a transaction coordinator.
she is a transaction coordinator with Agent Transaction Solutions,
Yeah.
which is her broker, I guess.
Brokerage. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where you hold your license as well.
Mhm.
So let's tell everybody. I mean, if you're a real estate agent, then you know what this is. But if you're watching this and you're not a real estate agent, let's tell everybody what a transaction coordinator does. What are you soliciting agents to hire you for?
To take care of everything from contract to close, really trying to free the headspace of a realtor and everything that is kind of going on in your mind. I mean, as we all know, going under contract, getting an executed contract is just step one of the entire process. There is so much that happens after that and so much that needs to be taken care of. Communication, make sure every dot is I'd or every I is dotted and T is crossed.
I'm not going to edit that out. I'm going to leave that in for purpose.
I'm nervous. But yeah, and so, and the reason that realtors got into the business is so they could focus on sales and going out and building their clientele and growing their business in that sense. And then when you realize, oh my gosh, there's so much paperwork I have to do, that's kind of where I step in. I enjoy reading line by line of the contracts, making sure amendments are good, compliance is up to date, CDAs are out, closing disclosures match what has happened throughout the entirety of the contract, every little thing. And then if we even want to go beyond that, I have written listing agreements, I have written offers, buyer reps, I've uploaded listings to the MLS because, again, those are all such tedious tasks that the realtor has to take on when their whole goal is to go out there and get the business. So
when you're doing these things for a real estate agent, how does what you do make their job easier and more efficient?
So ideally, it can go about two ways. A couple of my agents, I start from writing the offers or their listing agreements. So I kind of take on the file from there, and I can keep track with it throughout the entirety. And then once we are under contract, they just shoot me a text and say, hey, offer accepted. Then that's where I kind of really jump into gear. I send out the contract to the title company, to the other agent, and then I also send out...
She's going to be sending me contracts soon.
Very soon, I believe it. And then also an introduction to all of the parties, letting them know, like, hey, my name's Alyssa. I'm a TC4X agent. You are going to be seeing a lot of emails from me. I just, I don't want to be a stranger. Here I am. And then from that point forward, staying in communication with the agent, because obviously I don't want to have those conversations with the client. Those relationships that they built are very important. So if I need anything, I'll text them or call them or even email. But for the most part, we are all, at least now, kind of aware of the process of a transaction. So yeah, just staying in contact with the title company, with the other, I call it co-op agent, so cooperating agent.
Which is the agent on the other side of the
correct.
transaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have a fancy software that tells me what is due and when I need it. And yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
And then what about, do you also coordinate or communicate with any vendors that might be needed in the transaction?
Yep.
Survey company, roofing company, whatever.
Yep.
You do deal with that too?
Yeah. So there, with the Agent Transaction Solutions, there are kind of, I guess, tiers, you could say, with how involved you want me. That middle tier is called Platinum, and that allows me to, basically it tells me that the agent wants me involved in those things. So yes, I am following up with vendors. I am ordering the home warranty. I'm making sure that the sellers took care of the repairs and that I have the receipts and the invoices, and just, yeah, taking care of all of that.
Wow. So are there a lot of transaction coordinators out there?
Yes, quite shockingly.
Really?
When I was an independent agent in Rockport, we didn't know what they were. We did not use them. Rockport, again, is a small beach town. They're primarily selling vacation homes, secondary homes, of course residential, but for the most part, they're not doing, 30 transactions a month.
Right.
So they weren't really super prevalent there. But when I started making the move to Houston and wanted to kind of dabble into the Houston market, I started researching ways I could do that without being a realtor, because I would be a huge disadvantage to my clients. And that was whenever I read about TCs, and then I found out that just about every agent has one. Hopefully they don't, and then they can hire me.
Every producing agent, every good
Correct.
producing agent.
Every
yeah.
good producing agent, because they know the value that they bring.
If they're doing 4, 5, 6 transactions a month, if more, they got to have an assistant of some kind, because they don't have the time.
Exactly.
This is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Did you see that this position or this type of work is going to expand and grow in the future, and there's going to be more and more TCs?
Yes. I do believe so, and I also hope so, because obviously the goal is to produce more real estate, for agents to kind of grow their business in ways that they've probably never imagined. But like you said, you can't do that without the help. So yes, I do hope that real estate obviously continues to pick up, but in turn, more transaction coordinators.
So for any agents that are out there, they're watching this, so they're asking themselves an obvious question. Without going into what you charge, how do you charge?
Per closed file.
Okay.
So that also gives me some incentive to ensure that the deal gets to the closing table properly. I do not charge for terminated files. So in the last month, I had 2 terminate that we were halfway through, and I mean, it is what it is.
It's just done.
Just like the agent doesn't, make anything.
So
off of
you
that.
don't, right? So you don't charge the agent even when the agent didn't make anything themselves.
Correct.
So you only charge the agent if the agent gets paid.
Correct.
Which is the contract closes.
Yep. At the closing table is when I get paid. Yeah.
So it's not hourly; it's by transaction.
Right, by
Closed
transaction. Yeah.
transaction.
And this company in particular, Agent Transaction Solutions, we offer like a la carte services, like offer drafting. Like I said, I'm very comfortable with writing offers, so I do that. Right now, honestly, it feels like once a week, and those are $75 at the time of offer drafting. But I haven't had any pushback from agents. They're like, I appreciate you doing all of this for me, and so they pay it. And then same with the listings. If I'm going to be uploading to the MLS or just going to give you the shell, I will do photos, listing, attachments, everything that's necessary. And then you can kind of go in and review it and make it active, but that'll be $200 charge. But, I mean, those things are, like I said, very small. The entire thing is I get paid at closing.
What is there anything that you or Agent Transaction Solutions offers that you haven't mentioned yet?
Probably the tiers, I guess. I didn't really focus too much on those.
That.
Yeah, so there are primarily 2 tiers. There are 3, but the main ones are 2. We call them the gold and the platinum. The gold is very standard. I'm just kind of taking care of documentation and communicating with title and you, and that's really it. I'm not doing lender communication. I'm not doing any home warranty or vendor stuff. Just having a second set of eyes, essentially, on the deal. And that's $300 per closed file. I want to emphasize the closed file. And then the platinum service is the next step up, which is the most popular, where I do have my hands in communicating with the lender, with the vendors, making sure that the closing disclosures match up, sending out seller questionnaires. Like right now I have a buyer, so I'm going to send the sellers the questions that most buyers would need before closing.
Yep.
Again, it's not anything like super big, but it is stuff that gets missed because the agents are both busy, and so yeah.
Well, it's also good. It's always good to have a second set of eyes on something.
Correct. Yeah, and again, when you have agents who are producing so much a month, I mean, things can get lost so easily. And so the platinum file is $450 per closed file. I sync up all the dates to their Google calendars, all of the important contract dates. I use my Google Calendar. I don't know if other people do. I have it at the top of my phone.
It's not at the top of my phone, but I don't use Google. Stuart, we use Microsoft.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, just sync it for whatever you need. And then, like I said, just making sure I'm uploading to your compliance. If you have an office manager in your brokerage, I'm communicating with them. I don't want to necessarily remove the agent, but just want to make their lives
Easier and simpler. And
yeah.
let you take care of the paperwork and the cross the T's and dot the I's.
There you go, yeah.
And they can go out and get more business.
Exactly.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about you and how you are marketing yourself to agents. Where can they find you on the internet? Is there a website? Do you do anything? What do you do to market your business?
So I could be better, and I'm going to have to take a class from you. But for the most part, I'm going out to brokerages and really trying to be face-to-face. I'm doing a lot of cold calling, but that only gets you so far. I've really found that putting myself out there, going to brokerages to speak at their meetings, going to events like you host here at Stewart Title, just really getting in front of them helps a lot more because, like, the whole point of this is their minds are going 1,000 miles a minute.
Right.
So if you're in front of them and you can get them to focus on you and slow down for a sec, I feel like that has a bit more touch than.
You know what? I'm gonna invite you on the podcast, 2026.
Okay. Cool.
Once you start coming to my classes and events and be one of our vendors.
I would love that. Yeah,
Okay.
I would absolutely love that.
Because your target market is everybody sitting in the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Those are the people I need.
Exactly.
I could be better at social media.
So are you on social media?
I am. And it's like my, I guess, personal accounts. So.
Do you have a business account for this?
Mm-mm. Should I make one?
She needs to come see me one-on-one, not in a class, one-on-one. Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
Instagram?
Yep.
LinkedIn?
I need to update my LinkedIn.
Okay. Google My Business?
Nope.
YouTube?
Nope.
Okay. We're going to take a break so I can find a date for her to come see me. But, yeah, those are the 5 platforms you need to be on.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn are social media sites. Google My Business and YouTube is not. Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, how many times a day should you be posting to those?
I answered this one time correctly at one of your meetings. It was like 4 to 5, right?
No.
Oh.
Actually, no, it's 3.
3.
Yeah.
I knew it.
So are you posting 3 times a day?
Okay. Yes, but again, not all business.
Okay. So we can go into that later,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
No, and I told you I needed the help in the social media aspect.
So before you leave today, what time? Well, we'll talk about this later on the podcast. But and does Agent Transaction Solutions or you have a website?
Yes, they have a website, and they're really good at posting their stuff. You know, they have Facebook, they have Instagram, they have LinkedIn, they have all the things. But the website is just agenttransactionsolutions.com.
The stuff they post has got you in it?
Mm-hmm.
It does have you in it?
Yeah.
Your
I'm
face?
on there.
Okay.
There's about 20 of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sole transaction coordinating company. So there are 20 TCs. So
20 in Houston?
No, we service, oh gosh, I wrote this down, 7 states.
7 states?
Yeah, majority of them are in Texas, but yeah, there are some in California, Nevada, Louisiana.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have competition, but you don't have a lot of competition from your own company.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
not like being an agent and there's 15 of you guys putting a block
yeah.
at each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I think with this company in particular, I think there's only either 2 or 3 of us in the Houston area with ATS.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you're on social media, but you self-admittedly need to do a better job.
Yes, I'm here to admit
You have
that.
a website. You go to networking events. You
Yeah.
go to social events.
Yeah.
What is it? What in 2026 are you going to do to market your business that you're not doing now? Whether you know how to do it or you don't, you're going to learn how to do it.
I guess social media, really just being a reoccurring face
Mm-hmm.
on people's platforms. I mean, with the amount of times that I feel like they do the whole refresh,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I need to be on there every time they refresh.
Well, the rule of thumb for me is 3 times a day. Once in
Yeah.
the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening.
Okay.
And if you do that, is everybody going to see everything you posted that day? No. But there's a lot better chance that most of the people are going to see it because
Yeah.
it's at 3 times a different times of the day.
Yeah.
Now, on your main feed, for example, for Facebook, if you post on your main feed, it's going to go to your personal page, and then you share it to your business pages from there. And when you do that, those 4 places, your stories, any group that you're in, everybody's going to see your stuff.
Okay.
And when you're doing it 3 times a day, I mean, it's hard to be missed.
Yeah. No, I see your stuff
All
every
the time.
time I get on there. Yep.
I went to a Remax Fine Properties potluck yesterday.
I saw it.
And I was standing in line, and I just got done talking to Nimesh. Hey, Nimesh.
Hi,
Everybody knows Mesh.
Yeah.
And the guy standing in front of us, I'd never met before, but Melissa, who was with me, did. But he looked at me like he knew me. And finally he goes, "Aren't you the Google My Business guy?"
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm Stuart guy, but yeah, I know about Google My Business. He goes, "Check it out." And he was so proud to show me what he'd done. And then I went from there. I went to Realm Katie to help Chance out. And the Realm Katie is not in my territory. But when I walked in there, half the room already knew who I was.
There you go.
They're like, "What are you doing here, Kevin?"
Superstar.
Oh, my God. You know, so that's the goal.
I guess
is
that,
to
yeah,
get
that's
people
the
to
goal.
know who you are. So
Yeah.
when you go somewhere,
Right.
you don't have to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who you are.
Exactly.
And, you know, people ask me all the time, what is the key to your success? Why does everybody know who you are? And there's only one word. It's the same answer every time. Consistency.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do to market your business. Pick something, do it well, and do it often.
Yeah.
When somebody tells me, "Kevin, I did what you said to do and I didn't get any results," my question is always, when was the last time you did it and how often did you do it?
Yeah.
6 months ago, once. There's your reason why.
Yeah, you were buried in all the
Okay?
others.
It doesn't work like
Yeah.
that, you know? And so with there being 30,000 agents that are, you know, marginally active, you got to do something to differentiate yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're relying on the same old thing, waiting for the phone to ring, well, good luck.
Yeah. No,
You know.
that's good. And then also going back to your original question with the 2026, I would also really like to grow, I guess, in the referral business. Like, you know, the co-op agent being like, "Hey, I liked the way you operated that transaction.
There you go.
I'd really like to work with you."
So what you should do is create a marketing campaign for the other side of the transaction agent, specifically in your CRM.
Okay.
Meaning, if you're not using a CRM, you should be.
Yeah.
But in the CRM, you can put everybody that was on the other side of a transaction that you weren't working for in the CRM, label them other side, whatever you want to label it, and then create a monthly drip campaign that goes out for 2 or 3 years. It sends them an email once a month every year for 2 or 3 years that continues to remind you that you're around.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden one day when they wake up and they go, "I need a transaction coordinator now," you're the first person I think of.
Boom. Look at that.
And you'll be surprised. You're not going to get rich off of it, but you'd be surprised at how many actual contracts or
like
people
leads.
hire you that you get from your CRM.
Yeah.
And when I was in property management, we got 2 to 3 contracts a month
Wow. Just
from
for
people that were in there that initially didn't hire us for whatever reason, and then something changed in their life, and they needed somebody different or somebody new, and they called us because they kept getting an email from me.
Yeah.
Now they think they're getting an email from me.
Right.
It's coming from the CRM.
Yeah, you're not touching it.
But it looks personal. So
Wow.
so yeah, you know. So we'll schedule some
You
time.
know what
for
you're
you.
talking about, Kevin.
I've done it a couple times. I've got some awards to show you.
Yeah.
But so let's talk about this, and I always like to do this with agents too. If I'm a real estate agent and I need a transaction coordinator, and I find you, however I find you, and I call you, and I want to ask you questions. I want to learn about how you conduct your business and everything. How does the initial conversation go between you and an agent that calls you for the very first time that asks you about your services?
So they're calling me. I'm not calling them.
They're calling you.
So when they call me, I, of course, introduce myself, and I really like to emphasize that I have been licensed for quite some time. You said 5 years. That one threw me for a loop. I can't believe it's been 5 years.
I've been to Stuart Title on January 4th, 4 years.
Ooh, yeah,
So,
time flies.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, I say that I'm a licensed transaction coordinator. I kind of speak about all of the deals that I have done, not even necessarily with my current brokerage, but with my past one, and just speak to the experience that I have in the TC world. And then obviously the next question is pricing.
Of course.
So I really try to emphasize again that it is per closed file. It gives me obviously that incentive, but and then I kind of break down per package and ask them too what they're looking for, because we do tailor our services to their business model. I have 8 agents, like I was telling you about right now, and every single one of them has a different business model that I adjust myself to do what they need me to do for them, if that makes any sense.
Of course, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so then I start to ask them again what they're looking for. I want to also emphasize that I'm not really an assistant, because I guess that line can be crossed very easily. So, and if they are looking for something more heavy like that, or I'm driving around opening doors for people, doing all of that, well then, kindly say
it's not a good fit.
Yeah, that's not exactly what I'm here for. But yeah, and then just kind of figuring out what they need and how I can help them in that way, and service the transaction more importantly, and help. I again emphasize freeing their headspace. I want them to be in Starbucks line and being like, "Oh my gosh, I got to send that amendment out. Let me text Alyssa."
Exactly.
And I can get to it and get it taken care of.
So you first of all, she said something in the beginning a second ago. She has 5 years experience as a real estate agent. Many transactions.
Yeah.
So she knows what a real estate agent is going through when it comes from start to finish.
Yeah.
Meeting somebody, putting their house up for sale, or helping them buy a house, and going through that whole process. It's not like you just decided you want to be a transaction coordinator and you started learning from people. You've actually been in the weeds, done the work that you're asking them to hire you to help them with.
Correct.
And that means a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. You tailor your business to what they need, and as opposed to saying, this is what I do and this is the way I do it, take it or leave it. You don't do that.
No.
So
for the most part.
For the most part. I mean, you have some guidelines.
Yeah, there are some guidelines.
And there are some expectations. But she's somewhat flexible. Not on her what she does for you, but on the way she does it.
Yeah.
So
no,
okay.
but that's true. Yeah, you have to be flexible, because
Yes.
every agent runs their business completely different from the last.
Exactly.
So yeah.
And if they've been an agent for 20 years or 2 years,
Right.
it's different.
Right.
So okay, so there's only one thing we haven't done today.
Uh-oh. What's that?
We haven't told everybody how to get a hold of you.
Oh, call?
Phone number,
guess,
email, website, social media, everything.
Everything. Okay. My phone number is 361-945-1632. Please do not ignore my calls or be alarmed if you see me call you, because I have a 361 area code.
That's from Rockport.
Yeah, that's my Rockport area code. And then my email is my name, ALYSSA, period, CANTU, at ctcmanagers.com, clear to close. That's a long one.
Okay, say that all over again.
Alyssa, with 2 S's, period, Cantu, at ctcmanagers.com. And then obviously the website is Agent Transaction Solutions. My socials are my name, Alyssa Cantu. I'm everywhere. I'm 28. I'm the ripe age for social media. So
you're definitely what social media was made for.
Exactly. So you can find me anywhere.
And that's why you got to do a better job.
Yeah, I need to be out there more. But call, text, email. I mean, this thing is with me 24/7. So
mine is too. You notice I keep looking at it.
Yeah.
It's got another contract.
He's gotten quite a lot of emails in the 30 minutes we've been speaking.
So if you're a real estate agent out there and you're a top producer, or you're a real estate agent that is working on your business, working in your business, and you want to work on your business, she can help you with that.
Yeah,
Let her
definitely.
work in your business so you can work on it and grow your business and get more deals.
Yes, Kevin.
She's going to take that.
No, that's good, because sorry, I know that we're kind of pressed for time, but
We're good.
I get a lot of that where newer agents say that they're not busy enough, or right now it's the holidays and they're not busy enough. I want to emphasize that I'd rather help you now and get those conversations started now, because come busy season, that's another to do on your list of things to take care of, is to sign up with me, get all of our communication going, and that's the last thing you need on your plate. So that is my response to them when they say that. That was good, Kevin.
And remember, she charges per transaction that closes.
Closed transaction.
So she could do a buttload of work for you, and it falls down the toilet. You don't know her thing.
No harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
So, but give me your phone number one more time.
361-945-1632.
This is Alyssa Cantu, everybody, with Agent Transaction Solutions. I highly recommend her. In full disclosure, I've met TCs before.
Yeah.
But I've never met one like her that's outgoing
so
and nice and
I appreciate
I've been in real estate since 2011. No, 2014. So 11 years.
Yeah.
And I've never felt the need to have one within my sphere. So she's now within my sphere. So,
so nice.
if you're an agent and you need a transaction coordinator, you got to call Alyssa.
Please call me.
All right?
I'm not begging or anything, I promise.
Phone number one more time.
361-945-1632.
Awesome, guys. Thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Thank you. This was a pleasure.
Yes, ma'am. She will be back sometime next year.
Yeah.
But this is episode 116 of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. I will not be here next week. There's not going to be a podcast next week because next week is Thanksgiving. So I'll be back in 2 weeks. You can check out this episode starting next Monday that features Alyssa. And you guys have a great Thanksgiving. And remember, if you want to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527. And thank you to everybody that works in my Stewart Title Sugar Land and Richmond office. If you're a real estate agent and you need title and you're not using Stewart Title, I will find you.
And you're listening to this podcast, that's criminal.
You'll hear from me sooner or later. You can't hide forever. You guys have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.